just another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, will you go away? Won't be as simple for you.
Yo, guys, it is Old Man G here, back again. Oops, sorry, just with the green screen, always an issue. Anyway, I'm back. Manchester United won, Crystal Palace 0 in the first game of the Ralph Rangnick era. And guys, and hopefully there's not as many technical difficulties. Hopefully everyone can hear me and hear me well. Testing 1, 2, 3. Anyway, but yeah, 1-0, first one of the Ralph Rangnick era. Brilliant. I mean, for some strange reason, they didn't show the game in the UK, so I was watching it. I was just getting updates, stuff online, hearing from friends and stuff like that. And like, man, like it was from what I hear, it was different. We were certainly, from what I was reading, we were pressing a lot more in the first half, and there's intensity that was there. The second half, it sounds like we actually faded off a bit, which is to be expected, to be honest. But it is what it is, you know. So let's go with just a few comments. Thank you for those who are tuning in. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Remember to follow us on Twitter, United X. Smash the notification button for latest Manchester United news as well, and more. So, but yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it. And thanks for those who are tuning in and watching, and for those who watched previously. Let's get road to 3K. So let's quickly get into some of these comments. I'm seeing a lot of people in the comment section already. For those who are watching, is my audio okay? Is my sound okay? Is it crisp? Is it clear? I am got a new mic, new stuff in the studio and stuff like that. So please just let me know if you can hear what I'm saying, if it's okay, and if it's clear. Not even trolling. I really like Fred. Pogba van de Beek would be a sick midfield. Yeah, I think it's something that should definitely be tried. I think we're going to certainly see, and one of the things that I would say about this this whole team is that Ralph Rangnick is obviously getting he needs to get used to the team. And at the end of the day, I was not surprised that he went with the same team that he went with previously, because at the end of the day, that's the fittest team. That's the team that's formed. That's the team that the coaches there know. For me, it wasn't so much a question of, will such and such play, but it'll be, can we at least see what Ralph Rangnick is trying to do with this team? And clearly, he wants his team to press. That's what he wants to do. He wants this team to press. Now, at the end of the day, you can't do that, you know, you can't do that high intensity pressing for 90 minutes, and the players don't have the fitness to do that. So I don't expect United. That's probably why in the second half you didn't see the same intensity, because, and I remember in the early days of Liverpool, the same thing happened because they didn't have the training and they didn't have some of the players to do that. You can clearly probably see in this team the players that will be able to perform in that type of system, i.e. make like a Fred, and those who aren't, i.e. like a McTominay, for example. So it is what it is. But I will see. Fred is going to be a cult legend, hopefully, much like a Divock Origi, but obviously, hopefully more regularly. As Ronaldo has 3 goals in his last 10 Premier League games. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he did score a brace against Arsenal, if I'm correct, just this week. I don't expect Ronaldo to score tons of goals, but, you know, at the end of the day, doesn't he have more goals than Lukaku, cost 100 million? It is what it is. and I think he even has more goals than Harry Kane. So what are the standards? What are the standards? Premier League standards in terms of strikers? Because Kane and Lukaku don't have the same amount of goals as Harry Kane. So it has Ronaldo. The rang, the rang. That is banned from this channel. No jinxes, no jinxes. No jinxes at all, man. Ghost Naldo. Yeah, from what I hear, well, again, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I see Ronaldo will be I mean, I don't know why people are making this funky. I mean, if the audio confirming audio was fine. I don't know. I don't know why people are going on a Ronaldo. This is Ronaldo today. The press was mad. Chelsea still top one said, well, that's cool. But you did lose this. The Chelsea did lose this weekend. So focus on that. My goat now to have an honest NG. Somebody's have an honest NG. My goat will come good. Or we call goat now will come good. Why is we talking about Ronaldo in this? I don't understand. Like, for me, this is all about. For me, this whole thing is about Ralph Rangnick and this new era playing. Because at the end of the day, we won the game. That's the most important thing. Manchester United have a good run of games from now. For me, Crystal Palace was probably the hardest one. We're playing, I think, Norwich next, then Newcastle, then I think Brighton. Norwich, Newcastle, and Brentford. All those games, I expect Manchester United to win, and I expect Manchester United to win them fairly comfortably. And shout out to everyone who's watching on Twitch and Facebook as well, by the way. Brighton and so on. So if we get 21 points from the next 7 games, we're in the top 4 comfortably. You know, it is because I know that Arsenal, Spurs, and what have you will drop points. You know, so it is. It's still early days in the season. Still early days. Vishwaran says, even though it was 1-0, we eliminated the 50-50 factor and was clearly the more dominant. Exactly. Something else under Ollie, under whom narrow games like this could have gone either way. Exactly. And this is the key point, because what Ragnick said several times is that he wants to bring more control to this team. The issue with Manchester United now is that it was control at the end of the day, you know, and I'd rather be in a situation, because I have no problem losing games if you lose games playing well, because that happens. You can play really well and at the end of the day lose the game. What I have a problem with was if we play bad football and we lose, or if it's tight. You know, with these types of games, Manchester United should be winning these types of games, you know. So, in fact, I think under Ollie, Crystal Palace was very much a bogey side for us. So, to be honest, you know, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the win. Remember, sure you smash a like, guys. Make sure you smash a like. Really goes a long way. And thanks for those who are tuning in. Legal links lives. I envy you guys in the States and abroad that don't have to deal with this TV rights issue that you have in the UK, because you have to basically purchase 3 different networks to be able to watch most football. Whereas if you live in the States or pretty much any other country in the world, at least you can focus on one network and that's it. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. By the way, guys, if you would like to pop on, the link is in the description. So the StreamYard link is in the description and it's in the chat. So if you'd like to come on and have your say, then by all means, click the link. It's cool. ADD says Red Devil. Thank you, Chief. A lot of guys, I just appreciate it. You focus on making top 4. Yeah, sure. That was definitely the aim. So you go and focus on the title, though. If you want me to be perfectly honest, I don't think, with the way that I see Liverpool and City and the way that you guys, you know, at the end of the day, you drop points against Burnley, drop points against West Ham, drop points against the Carrick United side. Sorry, lost to West Ham United side. Do you really think that's the type of form to go in against an informed Liverpool and Manchester City? I could be wrong. Maybe City Liverpool some will change, but they look like they're cooking form. So to be honest, Chelsea probably, my personal opinion, you're going to finish 3rd, because Liverpool and City are just too good. That's my personal opinion. And if you're dropping points against those teams, who's to say you don't drop points against other teams, especially with Kante not in the squad? But this isn't a Chelsea channel. That's on you guys. Okay, so I don't want to turn this into a Chelsea channel. What did I say, Red Devil? Fred is top three. See, Sammy, you're the reverse jinx. So when you what you say happens. So when Simon was around, people said she said that Fred was a top ranking midfielder, and then it happened, and he scored the goal. And fair enough to Fred, man. Fair enough to Fred, because I always like whatever team plays. I always love the underdog. That's what you know about me. I love the underdog. When a player who gets a lot of stick, a lot of abuse from pundits, fans, media, and his own fans actually turns and proves those is wrong. I love it. That's why I'm loving to see Benteke doing bits this season, because he's people say he's garbage. Under Vieira is performing, so that's generally what I like to see. I really like to see that, So it was. But overall, just won on the game, and I see the rag in. I'm going to get you in a second. I'm going to get the rag in a second. But overall, I think that this is certainly something good going forward. And we just need to build on it. What I would say, though, for fellow United fans and for just fans in general, is that expectations should be managed. Expectations should be catered. We've got a good run of games, and I expect Man United to win all those games with the squad that we have compared to those other teams like Norwich, Newcastle, Brentford, etc. However, at the end of the day, dude hasn't had a preseason with this squad, and he needs time to implement what he wants to implement. But clearly, as everyone can see, even rival fans can see, he wants to press. That's his thing. Press, high energy press. And I like that. That's what I want to see for Manchester United, So, and, when we get it, rival fans beware. I'm going to quickly just read some comments before I bring in the Rang. Love going under disrespect in the chat. Yeah, I don't understand it. I literally don't get it. Like, like if we lost or drew the game, I get it. But we won the game, so it is what it is. And then he's like, he didn't score today, but like he scored a brace 2 days ago. He scored 2 goals against Arsenal. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's he didn't like. I don't expect strikers to score every game. But if you go through a goalless drought of multiple games, there's a problem, aka Lukaku. That was it was a very good goal. That's what I mean. Talking about that goal, by the way. Fred decided to bring his Brazilian passport today. Fred decided to bring his Brazilian passport because that was a brilliant goal by Fred. Absolute G. Like I saw it, and I was like, I need to double check whether or not that was actually Fred, because that was a brilliant and amazing G from Fred. Absolutely fantastic, man. The other thing I would say is that, I mean, as a United fan, it was good to see Elanga come on. Martial, I think maybe it was his birthday, so that was why he wasn't a team. I don't know. Rashford came off, Elanga came on. Already, we're seeing the impact of youth and the use of youth by Rangnick. So hopefully on against the young boys, because we're already top of the Champions League group anyway. So young boys is going to be a good time to just rest pretty much every Ronaldo, multiple first team players. So hopefully, and in my preview, I expect to see like basically 11 changes, because we don't have to win that game, draw that game, or lose it. It doesn't matter. So I expect to see Bailly, I expect to see Jones, I expect to see Van der Beek playing more, Elanga, Ahmed, Mata, some of these players to come in and give a good game. That's my thing. Before I get into the rest of the comments, so just quick super chat from Armchair Critic. Thank you, Armchair Critic, for super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Support the studio, even if you're not a United fan, so because I'll try and be as impartial. I'm trying to be reasonable. Is there other than CR who scores 12 here? Is there SM? I assume you mean anybody other than CR who scores 12 here in terms of games. You mean in this United team? In this United team, I don't think you have many, to be honest, because Martial injury prone, and out of it, Rashford hasn't really come back, in my personal opinion, although he scores the goals. Yeah, in United, I see it. In United, yeah, you're right. And this is the thing: no one, not consistently anyway. Greenwood is possibly maybe the only one that could, but I still think he's still too young, and he should be a deputy, much like Saka and Emil Smith Rowe are. So no, Ronaldo. Cavani, I guess, is the other one. Cavani would be, but again, Cavani's been out injured, so it has to be Ronaldo based on his availability and obviously his talent. That's what I would say. This Ronaldo has 0 Ballon d'Ors. I mean, yeah, I don't. Why do people like? Why do people put so much? No, let me address this quickly before I. Okay, Ronaldo 0 Ballon d'Ors since United since. Okay, I'll address the first thing because since 2017. Okay, we made a change. Ronaldo 0 Ballon d'Ors. I don't really understand like. The Ballon d'Or basically this season said that Jorginho was the 3rd best player in the world, and last time I checked, the man got blinded by lights at Old Trafford. So it's a great competition, but I don't take the Ballon d'Or seriously as a competition. When was the last time Messi won the Champions League? So it's a dead competition, in my personal opinion. Even if Ronaldo won it, because I think that there were some years that Ribéry, Neuer, and other players. I'll say this personally for me, I think that Ronaldo, Messi, some of those Ballon d'Ors they shouldn't have won and should have been given to likes of Neuer, Ribéry, Lewandowski, who was robbed. So as far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. Right, let me just bring in. Let's quickly. So I'm going to bring in the rag in 1 second before I get my right. The rag. Hey, how you doing, bro?
Hey, Red Devil, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. What are your thoughts on this game, on the new era?
So I got a couple of points to make based on this
Cool.
game.
Go on, mate.
Yeah. So the first point was that even though I really like the pressing that we did today at the final third, I felt like it could be more tempered and more spaced out in between the game because I don't know if you saw the game, but like 30 minutes into the first half, after that we were like completely exhausted and burnt out.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I would like to see that more evenly spaced out and done in intervals rather than at one full stretch. Because so that's the first point. Number two, I saw a clear, distinct improvement in how we progressed the ball up each third. Because when we saw under Ollie, when we got to the middle third or the final third, we used to just be so static and go in that horseshoe kind of formation when we go from one left-hand side to the other to the right-hand side. But in this, we could see more options for each player that was on that had the ball. Like we could, for example, if we had Dallo on the right-hand side, he could pass it to Greenwood that was down the line, or he could pass it to Fernandes or Sancho, who was in the midfield. So that's another thing I like to see. And number third, we have to keep in mind that this is Rangnick's first game,
Exactly.
He's going to take some time implementing this philosophy and this system, and that will result in multiple muscle injuries and multiple inconsistencies within the squad. So I think people have to, especially United fans, have to not lower their expectations, but keep in mind certain factors. Just like how we saw under like Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp initially, when they picked up a lot of muscle injuries, I think. So I think we have to just keep in mind that. And we're not gonna win. I don't think we're gonna win all the games that we have in the December and January period because the muscle injuries and inconsistencies because of a new system. But I just want United fans to keep that in mind. And also, I also want United fans to like have a clean slate for every player, I see a lot of slander for McTominay just because Fred was playing well. Like they say, like, "Oh, Fred was playing well. This is how you know McTominay is bad." You don't have to flag off one player to praise the other. So I just want every United fan to give all the players a clean slate, so that because it's a new manager and a new system. So that's all I gotta say. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
That's fair enough. And like I said, and I completely agree with you because. On the first point, with the pressing, it's again very similar to Liverpool and how when Klopp came in, they got injuries. if you saw them, they couldn't press for as long, and eventually, with obviously fitness, injury, etc., time to time, they were able to get to where they are, and that's why they're able to press as long as they are, and so on and so forth. Some of that comes in with new personnel, and obviously the January transfer window is going to be coming up. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not he's going to go into the transfer market and dip in. I think for me, this Christmas period is a busy period. Is more about him assessing the squad, rotating, and especially on Tuesday when Young Boys is basically a dead rubber game anyway. So will be good to just see him rotate the squad, try out different players, trying to get his tactics to sort of thing. And against teams like Norwich and Newcastle, you like to think that we should be able to sort of beat those games, even if Ollie was still here, and basically take things from there. You know what I mean? So, and then obviously, as far as slating players, yeah, I agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do have an agenda against McTominay. So I try not to. So, but sometimes he just annoys the same thing with Maguire. But I agree. We should basically, every player should basically have a new slate completely.
That's true. Yeah.
And
I got to make one last point.
Go on. Yes.
There's something I noticed in corners. We still do employ the zonal marking, and if you saw the game, we got caught out like loads of times at the back post. So I think what we can kind of try and do is employ a mix of zonal and man marking, where two people do zonal, or three players do zonal, like in the middle, front post and the back post, and the rest do man marking. Because every time Palace got a corner, I was so scared because they had the likes of Benteke, Kouyaté, Zaha, all those people who are basically bullies, So but I think we dealt with it kind of well. But it's just some things to iron out, But other than that, it's
and some of that will come from coaching as well, because you also have to bear in mind that a lot of the coaches that are still there are still the same coaches that basically Ollie's coaches essentially. Now, what I appreciate that they're not all going to go away. Like again, I think he even said in his press conference, like they ideally I'd want certain coaches to come in, but they're maybe in full-time jobs or tied, etc., etc. So coming in midway through the season, you're like, right, do this and do this and do that. There's a limit to what I'm going to be able to do with the lack of
preseason
players that I want things exactly mid-season. So I mean, even to be honest, ideally we would have sacked Ollie before the international break happened, and then you would have had more time to. So these are all the things where, unfortunately, because of the way Manchester United is run, it causes us problems. But yeah, let's see what happens. I think that's the key here, really.
Yeah, nice having you, Red.
No, appreciate it, Levi. Appreciate it, man. Take care, man. Take care. See you. All right, guys. Thanks for the ride coming on. Appreciate your support. And if anyone wants to come on and give their thoughts, the stream link is in the description. It's also in the chat. So please look. There's a super chat from Chainsaw, my brother Chainsaw DW. Big up Red Devil, love your content. Top for on. Thank you so much, Chainsaw. Chainsaw also subscriber to my second channel, Red Marvel, where I post a lot of. In fact, I'm going to be, as soon as this is over, I'm going to be making a reaction to the Spider-Verse trailer that just came out, which actually looks absolutely lit. So that's going to be going out on that channel soon. And I have got an Eternals review at some point to come. That is coming. So yeah, just bearing that in mind. So thanks. As far as the question, so yeah, head over to Red Marvel. Links in the description. Subscribe below. I ideally would love to get to 100 subscribers by Christmas. Help me on that goal, as well as 3K goals to for this channel. Is top on? Yes, top 4 is on. Yes, top 4 is on. It is on. I think, to me personally, I think if Manchester United can win every single game from now till January, so basically your games against Newcastle, Norwich, Brentford, Brighton, I think Villa as well. So we've got 5 of those games. I think if we can win all those games, that's already 15 points. And I think we have another. There's another team at the bottom that is there. I can't remember the other team, but yeah, 15 points from those. I think that we can be getting top 4. I generally think that we can be getting top 4, man. I mean Spurs are looking good onto Conte, so they're going to be difficult. I mean, it's going to be tight. It's going to be difficult because Spurs they're just kind of getting into a groove and winning games. West Ham, David Moyes is doing his thing, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be tight for top 4, but we have to try. And if not, we've got to put all into the Champions League, Yeah, I think I'll have a better idea when the Christmas period is over, because there's a lot of opportunity to drop points. I don't necessarily think that. I mean, a lot of people saying that Chelsea, we'll see. I think that Chelsea. I would be very surprised if Chelsea, especially without Kante, who seems to be injured for a bit, drop points as well. Maybe they might end up being drawn into it. Who knows? Let's have a look. I'm just reading some of the questions, but thank you for the super set chainsaw. Really, really appreciate it. I've also subscribed to your channel as well, actually. So with the reactions, so it's good stuff. Let's just have a look at some of the comments. Address Sammy says, "Good win. United will finish top 4, inshallah." Average Joe shouts, "Average Joe, my man. Hope you're doing well, buddy." Talk FC says, Fred was good. He was. Hanging on a player makes no sense. There are a few exceptions to that. There are definitely a few exceptions to that. Harry Maguire being one of them. But I try to be better about him. We look so much better. Rashford is frustrating at times. He's offside way too much. Yeah, I think this is why I think it'd be interesting to see. Elanga, because I was surprised that Elanga he's now brought into squad. So it'd be interesting to see whether Rangnick uses Elanga more into the squad as a almost the kind of Martial Rashford dynamic with Elanga. Martial, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I think essentially Rashford's going to have a lot more competition on that side in the future, because if he's not prepared to press and if he's not prepared to track back, he'll be replaced with someone who will. It is what it is. Let's have a look. I see. I meant in World Football Red. I meant for Ollie's United. So who can score more striker wise? I think I understand what you're saying. I don't know many that are available anyway. If that answers your question, man. Ronaldo's obsessed with the Ballon d'Or. Is he? I think he's obsessed. I think he's obsessed with winning. If he was obsessed with the Ballon d'Or, he would have just gone to PSG. We look better than thought we would, says Talk MC. The Ballon d'Or isn't really. I know. It's like I don't get this thing. The Ballon d'Or, like it's like okay, like it's a great award, but like it's like I think that the World Cup is greater than the Ballon d'Or. The AFCON is greater than Ballon d'Or. Like any major international trophy and Champions League and domestic trophy, all those things are worth more. I don't think that Ronaldo will cry much if somehow United win the Champions League. You know, it's probably, and he's not going to, but there he is. And shout out to Rasmus, man. Hope you're doing well. Screaming by Fred is unheard of. Exactly, it is. But he took out his Brazilian passport and it was all good. I mean, let me know, guys. Let me know your when I adjust things. I'm hoping to create a system where I can like create an interactive player rating system, so I can get a pin press so that I can put it in the chat and you guys can basically vote for who you're. So rather than just the community tab, I want to do a system where you guys can actually just vote about who your actual player is. I'll try and see if I can get that sorted, just to keep things interactive. So, but what we can do is let me know in the chat, for those of you who are watching, let me know who you think your man of the match was in this game. Who was your man of the match for this game against Crystal Palace? But overall, all I can really say is that we move on. I'm looking forward to doing the Young Boys preview because I'm looking forward to seeing who is going to play, what's going to happen, and just actually to be relaxed watching a game of football for once. I don't think that's the one thing. I don't think I've been relaxed watching Manchester United play in quite some time. And against Young Boys, finally I can just sit back and be like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I can potentially enjoy watching the game of football, you know? So that's for me is what it comes down to. Can I actually enjoy seeing Manchester United play? You know what I mean? Let's go subscribe. Exactly, man. Subscribe and support Red Marvel. Links in the description, guys. Red Marvel. Follicle Fight says, let's go. And top 4 guaranteed, man. Top 4 guaranteed. Well, hopefully, but West Ham, Spurs are looking good. Arsenal, you know, I know they lost to us, but they're still, I mean, in fact, let me see if I can get the table up. I'm curious to see what the table is. Let's have a look. because we really should have sacked Ollie sooner, man. I think if we'd sacked him in the international break, you never know whether we'd have gotten those 3 points against Watford. And then, who knows? And then even maybe Chelsea, with the way that we played. So, so this is the table here. If I can see, if everyone can see that. So yeah, so Manchester United are 6th currently, although they played a game in hand over Arsenal. 24 points. So right now, based on the same complaints, we're actually only 3 points from 4th. So 3 points from 4th. So I thought it was actually more, but actually only 3. Although that said, Spurs have a game in hand. So Spurs win their game in hand, which is against, I think it might be Norwich. Or was this their game in hand? I don't know. Then they'll go to 28 points. So it'll be 4 points behind. So it's imperative that when we face Spurs again, that we beat them, and likewise with West Ham. So, but I suspect that Spurs will. And I look at the form of Spurs, because Spurs are a close rival. 3-0, 2-0 Brentford, 2-1 Leeds, 0-0 Everton. So they've actually had some easy games. You expect them to beat Leeds, Brentford, and Norwich given their form. And Brighton away is probably going to be difficult. So is Leicester City away and Liverpool home. So and West Ham. So unlike United, the next 5 games for Spurs, you can even include Rennes in that, but because Rennes are tough, they might get knocked out to Europa Conference League. But Brighton, Leicester City, Spurs, Liverpool, West Ham, well, that's quarterfinal CL, and Crystal Palace, always going to be difficult games for them. Let's take a look at Arsenal. I'm going to look at these just December fixtures to see who's. Arsenal have so Arsenal playing Everton away, Southampton at home, West Ham at home, Leeds, and Norwich. So again, mixture of things. So essentially, what I'm saying, guys, is that as far as United is concerned, these are United's next fixtures. Young Boys, dud. Norwich away should be fine. Brentford away, again, we should do it. Brighton at home, Newcastle away, Burnley at home, Wolves at home, and Villa away. And then we have West Ham on the 22nd of January. So basically, I expect, if we're going to even secure top 4, I expect Manchester United to win all of these games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we should be getting 21 points in these games. West Ham, even, I think we can win that game as well, to be honest. So really, I'm looking at these and I'm like, we should be winning all these games up until February. We should be. That's the standard. That's the standard. That's good. Let's move. Let's just watch a few just while I wrap on. Red, I'd love to come on, but I have no mic coming soon. I will come on. Yeah, exactly. And in fact, ideally, bro, I'm looking for a co-host and some staff for the Red Marvel channel to get some content, because I've been doing a lot of this by myself for a while. So I'm looking for. I've already got 1 or 2 people for, and actually, top 10 Manchester United weekly is tomorrow. So stay tuned to that. A lovely co-host May is going to be on there, and we're going to be talking stuff that's going to be great, ranking top 10. So yeah, I am looking for regular people on this channel, on the second channel, to produce weekly content, because additional content to have on the channel that's not just me, just to get a different speed of things. Let's get through some questions. Do you think United will sign Diamond? I hope so, but I'm not confident because of the board. He says, I predicted that United will win the Champions League this season. This was with Ollie now. With the right guy, that will happen. Well. I'd pause. I'd just pause with that. I will just pause with that because, we move in silence is what I'm saying. If we get a good draw, potentially I could see us at least maybe making the quarters. I think if we avoid PSG, and I mean that's it really. Yeah. If we avoid PSG, and even then we could probably give them a good game with Rangnick's pressing. But yeah, if we could avoid PSG, I think we can probably get the quarters, because all the other second place teams that I know that there are kind of should be beatable for Manchester United, or at least give them a good game. Even Juventus, I put into that equation, and then depending on the quarterfinal draw, who knows? And hopefully by then we would have gotten into our steam, know how we want to play, and cause team problems. Because most teams, and this is the encouraging thing about it, most teams are not going to be like Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace obviously set up to not lose and were quite defensive, though they could hit us on the break. Most teams are not going to be set up. So when we play against bigger teams that like to play out from the back, like to do things, that is when the high pressing style is most effective. So the irony is that I think that against teams like City and Bayern, etc., that do those things, that type of, well, not me, but Bayern, but certainly City and PSG, it will cause them more problems, rather than these difficult to low block things. That's the sum of United's era. It's just the idea of, oh my goodness, we can't break down low block teams. Man of the match, Fred. A lot of people saying Fred as man of the match. Smash the like button, guys, as well, guys. Lindelof put in a shift. Lindelof, from my fear, was really, really good. So some people saying Lindelof. I will put a poll on the channel as well. United will make it. When is the debate? Or debate? I assume you mean is it Superman versus Goku? I can't remember. But yeah. Probably I'll be trying to not next weekend because I'm on call, but maybe I'll try and do some stuff in the build up to Christmas. That should be pretty good. For the Marvel. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's probably some stuff on the build up to Christmas, man, and the build up. I think the first one is going to be Goku versus Superman. I think that's one that we need to get done. And there are a few other ones like Justice League versus Avengers and so on. So, but yeah, love interacting with the chat with you guys. By the way, we're going to be rounding up in a bit. But I probably will start to maybe do a lot more of these live like match reactions because just to engage the community, etc. Sometimes if I don't have the time, I will do just a quick into the match reaction. But these live post match reactions are also quite good as well. And like I said, if you're new, subscribe. It goes a long way. Wilson Raja says, when is Varane coming back? Varane, I imagine Varane will be coming back. I'm hoping and praying that he'll be back before Bay goes to the AFCON. That's the hope, in my opinion. Because if Bay goes to the AFCON and Varane is still injured, then basically Phil Jones is our third choice centre-back, which is terrifying. Especially if Lindelof and Maguire get injured. And Maguire's had injuries issues recently. Lindelof has injury issues. Imagine a defense, guys, with Maguire and Jones. That's possible. Imagine a defense with Harry Maguire and Phil Jones, man. It's scary, and hopefully it doesn't happen. Shout out to SMB, man. Yo, what's up? What's up? What you doing, bro? Was can you give me a quick summary of the game? I didn't go to watch it today. Right, well, I will give a quick summary and then round off. And thank you everyone so much for watching. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch as well. Twitch links on the description as well. I'll be trying to do some watch alongs as well going forward. The summary of the game essentially is that Manchester United under Rangnick, certainly for the first 30 minutes of the first half, engaged in a lot of high intensity pressing football. It was organized with structure. I think we played almost like a 4-2-2. It kind of teetered out towards the end of the half. In the second half, we didn't have that same intensity as you wouldn't expect. Crystal Palace were quite resolute in terms of their defending, and it was difficult to break them down at times. Although we did have a lot of shots on goal in the first half and the second, and created chances. Crystal Palace were dangerous from set pieces, and it's something again that we need to work on. But the difference maker in this game was that Fred basically took out his Brazilian passport and said, "Give the ball to me. I'm going to step up," and he scored the goal. And we secured that 1-0 win and defended rudely. We were organized. We had a bit more control, I think, for most parts of the game. And I think going forward, that's what we want to see from Manchester United. We want to see Manchester United control games. And for me, I like what Rangnick said that in his press conference. It was that the issue for me with Ole Gunnar's United is that yes, we sat back and countered. Yes, we scored high press goals. Yes, we did those things. But more often than not, I can count on my hand the amount of games that we had where we actually controlled the game. Because there's sometimes you can control the game and you can lose, like City did against PSG in I think the first leg. They controlled the game, but they still lost on the counter. That happens. It happens in football. But more often than not, if you control the game, then you're going to probably win more games than lose them. You're not going to win every game, but win more games than lose them, and you'll be a high quality side. And that's what Manchester United need to be. They need to be a high quality side that controls games with a high tempo, and then we're solid. We're solid. So fingers crossed we can do that. Yeah, it's a great win for the Ralph Ragnick era. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. I'll be posting a few videos, like I said, on my second channel, Red Marvel. So head over to Red Marvel, subscribe if you want to get some non-football related entertainment, latest goss content, and big up to Luca Live. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Stay tuned tomorrow, guys. We are doing my top 10. It's a new show, Top 10 United Players Weekly. I'm going to be joined with a few co-hosts, 9 p.m. BST. Set a reminder. Like the video over there. It's there. It's going to be live. It's going to be an interactive show. We're going to be debating, discussing the top 10 best performance for United this ongoing week. And hopefully, if that's so successful, we're going to expand that to include top 10 players, maybe in the Premier League, maybe in the top 5 leagues. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But I'd appreciate your support with that. It would go a long way. Have a nice day, everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching. And cheers.